Hello, this is Sheshathalam from Astroguide Mysore. So let us understand the position of Venus in the Karmasthana, that is the 10th house, and then understand the results and how it behaves in the 10th house. Here, when I am talking about the 10th house, I am very clearly sticking to the longitudinal distance between the ascendant point and the 10th house. That is the midpoint of the 10th house. So I am taking either this side and that side, let us take 15 degrees. And when Venus is positioned more towards the midpoint of the 10th house, it gives more, it gives full results of the 10th house only. So when we call the 10th house, so that means it is 90 plus 90 plus 90. It is 270 degrees from the ascendant. So what is a bhava? You have to calculate with regard to degrees. Do not simply go into the Rashi Kundali and see that Venus is in the 10th Rashi from the Lagna, so that means it is in the 10th house. It can also be either in the 9th or the 11th, depending on where it is posited from the ascendant. So if the ascendant is in the edge of Rashi or Venus is in the edge of Rashi, it can actually jump over to any other house. So let us now talk about Venus when it is placed in this 10th house, the Karmasthana, that is the house of profession. So profession is not the only karma we do. There are all actions what we do throughout our life. Waking up in the morning, sleeping at night, waking up in the morning, doing all your course of the day, all deeds, even what you think and how you think is also a karma. So the karmic influence over the native is so huge that how you think is how you live in many certain ways. And people think that things happen to them by coincidence or accident. It's not always like that. You went to that spot only because you thought of going there. So it's not always that things happen as an accident. It also can be because the fate has to pull you there to make an event happen. So that will give you a thought, and that thought will become so strong that you do it, you go there, and then things happen. So this is a very strong karmic house, the 10th house, and when it is having a planet like Venus, which is a beautiful planet to be placed in the 10th house, can give rise to good positive things and also negative things. Let us see to it in detail. So, connection with this society. When Venus is in the 10th house, these people, a beautiful Venus, I'm telling you, an exalted Venus, or a Venus which is a well placed Venus, even with a benefic, let us say like a Mercury and Venus combination in the 10th house, if it is well posited and benefically posited, then these people can become leaders. They can carve a path of their own, a creative path of their own, run an industry or be an art expert, be a literary expert, be a poet, be a, whatever they are, they become leaders in their field. Even gynecologists, they can be experts in genetics, they can be expert in, endocrinology. So these people can be leaders in their particular field of job. So particularly Venus and Mercury combination, which I simply just told, is very good for life sciences like microbiology, biochemistry, life sciences. So let's go into the other details. They are well to do, they are very charming in character, they are controlled personalities, they don't like nonsense, they don't argue unnecessarily, but once they stick to their argument, it will be very difficult for anybody to win the debate because they are very strong with their facts, and usually they do not want to fight with people with only the facts. There was a saying which I would always I would stick on my table when I was working in an industry. Small minds discuss people, average minds discuss events, great minds have some purpose, greater minds work with silence. So this I had made a cutout, and I had typed it and printed it down, and I had stuck to my table. So because it would always try to keep me silent, I was very argumentative and I would jump into arguments. So I don't have a beautiful Venus in the 10th house. I have a Venus in the fifth house, so I would go into argumentative debates. But Venus in the tenth house, these people don't like nonsense, and they sort out intellectuals. They have the judgmental power, discretionary power to tell that the argument should happen with equals. It should not happen with unequals. Even with the higher ups, they don't argue. Even with the lower, minds, they don't unnecessarily trouble them. So they are multi-talented people, refined into us, to a certain level. So their way of industrial production or running an industry is superb. Actually, business, they are very good in running business, because practical planet, when it has talent and skill, Venus is a very good planet for implementation. So they are not only into the books or into the theory; they are into the practical implementation. So Venus is very good in a technical level. So these people are dexterous. They can be very good surgeons, because the tenth house is the house of profession. Anyway, that is the biggest thing which has to be seen nowadays. So Venus can become multiple professions they have. They can do anything, and they can do many things actually. If this is one planet in the tenth house which can make you, master in many fields. It's not, there is a sentence, no, jack of all and master of none. But here, with Venus in the 10th house, these people can be like surgeons, and also in the evening they'll be giving a beautiful Odissi dance. She can be an Odissi expert, and she can give a beautiful dance show or a performance over stage in the evening. In the morning, she is a surgeon, she is performing operations. So these people have multi-talented, they are very multi-talented, and they are masters in both, or more than one, or more than three. They are very good at whatever they are. So they gain through, men with this particular position, they gain through wife, mother, and they also, women also with this particular position, they can have businesses related to women, like spas, perfumes, garments, saloons, hair treatment. There are many beauty saloons, many other things which are related to beauty. So usually we call men handsome and women beautiful. So in the same way, all this creativity, what is around us, like beautiful gardens, nice, interior furniture, all this comes under Venus in the 10th house. So they can also do literary accomplishments, good in language capabilities, superb vocabulary, very eloquent. Their their way of speech will be perfect, and they are very good at putting, forming sentences and putting words together. Anyway, I have spoken about the debate issue, that nobody can win a strong Venus in the 10th house, which actually can make the native very sharp and intellect. So many businesses, they can run restaurants, hotels, industries, they can be directors, artists, performing artists, actors, writers, teachers, lawyers, judges, name it. Doctors, surgeons, they can be into the navy, they can be into the entertainment industry, you can name it. Venus, wherever there is finesse, well, very clearly underline this, wherever there is finesse, where perfection is required, Venus has to be there. People are very good at making things look good. The ambience, the music, the colors, all that looks good to you, and you feel good at even the good food what you eat. You need a strong Venus in the chart, and this is a very strong position for that. So they have a technical and skillful, talented approach towards everything what they do. So they are good at instruments. They are very good at stringed instruments. They can play instruments very well. So that's what I was trying to say. And they love to spend good money on their social status, like building big palatial houses, having good cars, and their work environment will always be very well positive. So this is an excellent position for Venus to be in the 10th. The only negativity with Venus in the 10th house, which is a very big negativity anyway, is Venus has an inbuilt character of taking things very easy. They feel carefree. They always, sometimes do not give that much of, thought on integrity, responsible actions, and this particular thing, that lethargy will come into the job. That is when Venus is weak. When Venus is weak, the person will not have the motivation to do or achieve something big. So the 10th house will become softer and very sober. So which actually is considered to be a very dull situation for a chart to have Venus weak in the 10th house. If it is malefically posited anyway, whatever I have said will all go topsy-turvy down. So, but if it is weak, very difficult to handle that person, to motivate the person to go into a job. He will have studied very well if the fourth and the fifth are strong, but he will not be able to continue in the same job for a long time, because he gets frustrated very fast. He'll leave the job, then again keep changing jobs. So a strong Venus in the 10th house, a stable job, and lot of growth. They can have their own industry or own concern. A weak Venus in the 10th house, they will simply stick on to some job. They do not get, it's not that they are content, but they are not that motivated. So that's how it is when Venus is positive in the 10th house. Thank you very much for today's class.